Two of you, unfortunately, have taken grievous wounds from a very lucky sniper.
We need to treat this right now.
Find us a safe place. Go.
You've made it to this abandoned farmhouse.
We scan the perimeter, make sure no surprises.
We don't have time.
I'm still alive. So is he, and so is she.
This is your fucking fault.
We have all made mistakes.
The infected, they're mad at us. Why? Because we're still living. If we stay here, we are dead.
You guys gotta get out of here.
We're going to have to put your story at a pause.
It took 10 years to push them back, but we did. What was once a prosperous river trade, the Mississippi, is now the front line. The eastern states supply the river states, and what's left of the UA live out their meager days self-policing. What is the West hiding? Nobody really knows for sure. But we're alive. And this is the new frontier.
Stingray, Bandaid, welcome back to We're Alive. Good news and bad news.
Yeah? I'll take the good news first.
You want the good news?
Yes.
You're alive.
Oh, good.
Awesome. Awesome. We are here.
You are here. Bad news? You are shot to hell.
Yeah, there's
You are
that.
currently stuck in a barn north of Jefferson City, which your reluctant to leave team basically had to go take care of other affairs south of the city. That is not your story at the moment. Your story is here inside of this, well, rotten, presumably comfortable barn. Yeah. A little bit of housekeeping to kind of tell you your scenario at the moment. You do have a different pool of survival points at this moment than the other group, mostly because you have the gear that is available to you, and it looks like everybody left the rail driver stuff with you.
Thank God.
You know, they pretty much took whatever they needed to go assault the city, and they left you with everything that you could raid from the rail driver. So as a result, you will actually not have a lot of survival points to start off with, because most of what you have is represented by the gear that you have on you.
Got it.
Survival points are what you can cash in for either gear or just alt or whatever.
Word.
You're sitting with 5 survival.
More, please.
You're also alone, hurt, and in a bad situation.
We're not alone. We got each other.
You do have each other. So
30.
So we're starting our campaign off with a high amount of risk, a low amount of survival points, mostly because you have your gear represented with you. The big thing is that you don't really know where you are. You don't really know if or when anybody is coming back. And it's a lot kind of like Day Zero over again, where this moment of just, well, and Day Zero might be a bit too generous. I mean, you've both been through combat situations before, and these probably won't be your first scars, and they hopefully will not be your last scars. But this is essentially where we're at. Our story is going to pick up not long after we left you. Long enough to give you a bit of a boon with at least a solid 8 to 12 hours of sleep. Just sweet,
Okay.
sweet, undisturbed rest.
Thank you.
Of which both of you have hit. You both wake up with the sun beating down on you through the slats of the barn. And as a contrast of maybe how you're feeling right now, there are songbirds that are chirping pleasantly as part of the morning soundscape that is this delightful country barn that you're inside of. It is also 17 years degenerated though. So while it is still safe enough to be in at the moment, you wouldn't trust it in a windstorm. Yeah, that's where we begin.
Wow.
Oh, it hurts.
Everything hurts. And it sounds like dinner outside.
That's actually the first feeling. I think that you would probably feel, right? Is the hunger.
Band-Aid?
Oh, you're awake. Yeah. What's up?
Did they leave? Are they gone?
Yeah, they're gone. Here, I'm gonna prop myself up gingerly.
Oh yeah.
And try
You
to...
can feel the gauze that you have put on there stick as it slowly pulls away from your skin.
And I try to roll, but I can't because
Yeah.
I suddenly feel this.
Stay put. Stay down.
Also, there's a lot of pain around
Right.
your eye.
This feels kind of my eyelid is a little bit like sticky,
Sticky. It's sticky.
but severe pain in my eye, and I'm trying to piece together all of the stuff that happened before I woke up.
And it's hard to recall all that while
Yeah.
there's blinking, searing
Yeah.
pain that's infecting different parts of your body.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna make my way over to her, eventually getting up and hobbling over. As soon as I kind of assess what's going on, all right, don't open your eyes for right now.
Okay.
What hurts?
Ow, that hurts. Laughing.
Okay, don't do that.
My eye.
I'll get to that. I want to examine the torso wound.
Torso wound, it's sticky.
Sure.
I believe we closed it, right?
Yeah.
I did.
So you pull the bandages past it, and you can see that
I
it's
have
not
to redress it anyway.
to redress it. So as you take the bandages off, you can feel again the dried blood just peel away from the sterile.
I'm
gauze.
gonna check with my hand for the temperature around it to see
Yeah.
if it's like aggravated for cause of regular infection.
It's aggravated
Yeah.
and it isn't inflamed, but it's not like searing red
Yeah.
around it. It's an angry looking wound. It has inflammation around it.
I'm going to redress the wound while I'm there and taking things off.
And I'm gradually, opening my other eye and looking at you and assessing your arm. Your arm.
It's fine. I'm gonna have to push through it. We'll deal with this in a sec. Keep both your eyes closed. It's just easier. Just keep them shut.
Fine.
Because I'm afraid if your eye didn't get cut with the glass, opening your eye is going to do it. Okay? Now, and I have this taken care of. I'm going to move over to gently be by her head. Mm-hmm. All right, now I'm going to ask you to stay as still as possible, okay? And we're going to slowly open up your eye. Before that, I have my kit with me because
Yes.
I've been redressing.
Opening it, yeah.
So I'm going to take out forceps or tweezers and have it at the ready. We've got to keep your eye open. I don't have any artificial means to keep it open, so it's going to be some willpower and my busted arm. So you got to work with me on this.
Did you need me to open it with my hand?
I don't want you moving your torso.
Okay.
Okay? I wish I had a flashlight.
I have a flashlight.
You have a flashlight?
Yeah, the dude flirting with the duder at the gate in the beginning.
Where's your flashlight?
It's in my bag. It's in my backpack.
I'm going to get
Go
the
grab
flashlight.
it. Urama, you pull the signal light
Don't ever make fun of me for flirting with the dude again.
Never ever.
and you grab it. You kind of prop it in a place where when you turn it on, it's kind of shining right onto her face like
Yeah.
a little makeshift surgical light.
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
laid down right on there.
Cool. All right, ready? Slowly. And I'm going to use my fingers to kind of pull the eyelid out and lift it up.
Okay. So we're going to start by telling you as you open it and you pull her lid down, you do see small, shining shards of glass that have laid themselves underneath her lower lid. Some of them are just because it's safety glass that initially broke. They're
Right,
just
from the car.
tiny cubes.
Okay.
All right. They're not long, nasty shards, but they are definitely cubes
Okay.
of ground glass that are in there, and you will have to pluck them out in order to make this easy. So,
Let's do it.
first aid check. The blacks, please.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Not depletion.
2 difficulty dice. And let's see
Ready?
if you can save this eye.
Yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. Exploding. 4 degrees of success.
4 degrees of success. All right.
Sweet babies.
Sweet.
Let's narrate.
Okay.
Let's narrate this
Yes.
very professional, quick procedure that you are doing in order to treat this eye.
Okay, first, I'm going to be getting out all the obvious pieces, all the ones that show themselves immediately.
Yes.
And have them successfully removed.
Yes.
2, I'm going to take the flashlight
Yeah.
and I'm going to wave it over the eye to see any shadows or glints of
Yeah.
any sort of glass that I might not have seen.
Okay.
And use that to successfully remove those pieces. Then I'm going to check the surrounding area because there are open wounds.
Yeah.
To see if there's any glass that got in those open wounds.
Okay, there was. You cleared
There was.
them.
And does this count as spotting them or clearing them?
No, that counts as spotting and clearing them.
Spotting and clearing those.
Yes.
And then I'm going to bandage it up and use the eye patch from the kit.
Eye patch from the kit.
Yeah.
To put her an eye
Put
patch
it
on there.
not just for your eye, but for the wounds that surround the eye as well.
Now,
Toughness?
Stingray.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, we're not done yet.
Yeah, oh,
completely.
no, I
He
didn't-
did his job magnificently.
I'm sure he did.
And put it down.
love
Now
you.
need to show the composure and will to not mess it up and make it worse. You're gonna bite onto your sleeve or your scarf or whatever you have ahead of you. But I need a composure check just to make sure that you don't screw this up as well too.
No. I hate these
It's an
dice
80.
already. It's an 80. Okay, so it is 3 degrees of failure.
Okay. You're biting.
Competence.
Wake up in a fever dream. Competence.
We are working with 2 competence points, just like our other group.
Do we feel like
each
that's
one.
a good use? I feel like it's a good use of my competence points. I'd like to not lose my eye. So
Okay, it's
can
up
I
to
at
you.
least take 2 of them?
You can take 2 of them away
Yeah, let's take.
with there, and you'll
let's
be
take 2 of them
operating
away.
off of 1. How I feel like this narrates out in my head is that you're working on this and you're putting it together, but then Bandaid at points is like, okay, stop.
yeah.
I need a break.
Yeah.
And you have to wait and heal up a little bit. All right, let's put our degrees back. Let's put all of our
okay.
stuff back.
And I disinfected it.
Yes.
This is part of the dressing.
So I've been spending a lot of time between season 1 and season 2 researching various what happens when you can't recreate antiseptic kind of stuff and different pastes, and you'd be so surprised how much of a disinfectant honey is.
I would not,
How
actually.
bacteria doesn't grow in honey, which is
No.
why it preserves so well.
Indeed.
You know, and other things that you would actually have to do. So I actually maybe imagine that you have a small jar of honey.
I'm gonna
And
stick
that-
this in your eye.
Do
just
it.
go
You're putting
with
it. You're putting it
Sounds-
around
feels
the eye
delicious.
into all the parts
Sure.
that could
I'm
be
hungry.
into it.
So I'll just ignore the
Before
med
you're
kit
putting
and
the
do the
pasta
honey.
The honey is part of your med kit.
Sure. Okay.
Frontier medicine,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Yeah, you know.
It's in my fanny pack though, because it's my good honey. We do have some rations available.
Right, and we have survival kits and
We have
shit.
survival kits. So
which will probably confer a day or 2.
right
Yeah.
before we get started with that kind of stuff,
Sure.
though, I have to get my arm in a
Yeah,
sling.
yeah.
That's right.
So I'm going to redress my wound. Did I do that already or no?
No, you
Okay.
haven't redressed your stuff.
So
yet.
redress my wound and examine it closely while I have the time.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that there are no like clothing fibers that got caught in the
Right, so you can
wound
clean it out
itself.
a little more.
And Kent did the stitch job, so I'm just gonna check it. It was an okay roll, so I assume that it's fine.
Yeah, it's not something you would expect from a dermatologist office, but it's a little
Right.
patchy.
yeah.
But it's done.
Okay.
You know.
I need to sling my arm in some way.
Probably should flush it.
Take this.
After-
Take my scarf.
You sure?
Take it. Just
Okay.
just take it.
All right.
So you're gonna untake her scarf.
Take her scarf and
Tie it
make
into a
a
sling.
on this side. Make a sling.
Got it. So you basically put yourself into a stingray sling. Which you put together. You do dress it. You
It's a
look at it.
stingray.
You could
So it is a
you could make another first aid check on this to try to see if you can treat it.
And get some of these off.
Try to see if you can get some of those off. It's a 4 and a 5.
Yeah.
You
So, I mean, you
should
need a high
also
roll.
make sure. How much depletion points do you have on this med kit?
Oh, on
that
the
you've
med
been
kit,
using?
you're right. So I've got medical supplies, which is on me.
Yeah.
And that has depletion 3. It's
Okay.
gone down. The medium first aid kit, I don't know.
I also
10?
have-
Yeah, that looks like a capacity of 10.
Okay.
At the moment, you've used it once.
Yeah.
You're going to use it again right now. You also used it to patch yourself and her up.
But I have my first aid kit. Can he use mine?
Yeah, but
It's fine.
it's however you want to diverse and specify it up. So I'm
So-
saying you've at least treated 4 at this
4.
point. So roll a depletion of 4 on basically to treat hers, and let's see how this kit's doing.
Okay. 2, 4, 6, 11.
So it's out.
It's out.
So you would have used up everything you had treating her eyeball. Now you could pull from your medical kit and take some of these off if you want to.
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
I also have. Sorry, I'm still going back to this. I have
Yeah.
something with replacing medical equipment. I have a skill.
Oh, it's an ability. Okay.
Yeah. Resourceful. First aid kit. I have 3 left, so I'll go down to 2
And
on
then you'll
my
take
personal stock.
And then you'll take this down from the 4 that you have to a 2.
a
So there's now 2 depletion points on this.
Okay.
Which means that after you treat yourself, you'll have to roll 3.
3.
Right?
Treat yourself.
Because you took yourself down to 2, and now you're going to roll up to 3.
Okay. Remember the skills.
Yes, no kidding.
Okay.
That's a great way to be resourceful.
Yeah.
The honey.
The honey. I feel like you're really stuck on this honey thing.
No, I'm just sweet on it.
Oh, even worse.
Hopefully it makes me more dexterous.
I feel like I need to.
I'm
Yeah,
done.
no, done. Stop. Make it stop.
Okay.
It's hurting my feelings.
So, I'm treating myself
Yes.
with a medical roll.
Mm-hmm.
Do I roll with difficulty for this?
You're treating yourself with 1 less arm. Oh, no, you're doing the sling last, right?
Yeah.
You're treating onto yourself, so the 2, because you're treating on her, which is pretty bad. If you're treating on yourself, it's 3, yo.
Oof.
Yo.
3. That's 3. Don't roll yo.
65 plus, that's 70, 76. So it's not
not
terrible.
terrible.
It's still 1 degree of success.
Okay.
Excellent.
1 degree of success will not be enough to clear a pip, though.
That is true.
So, that being said, you've treated it and you've redressed it.
Okay. Can I put it towards superficial damage? Oh, no, because that's still a 4.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, it's still a 4. Yeah. So even though it can't go to a superficial, you will not be able to clear a pip out with the roll, but at least know in comfort that the fact that you've redressed it
Can stave
and you've
off
taken it out, and it's not like you've ignored it
Sure.
at all. And you found that working on yourself is a lot harder
Yeah.
than working on somebody else.
Yeah. I've been working on myself my whole
Now
life.
please roll depletion.
Okay. 3
3 against the 10.
against a 10. Ooh, that's 3, 4, 5.
Ah, great.
All right.
And I'm watching him struggle, and I just keep saying, I'm sorry. I'm here. I'm sorry.
I wish you could help, but I need to get through this right now, and I need you to rest. That's the most important thing.
So you've been treated the way that you can.
Yeah.
She's been treated, and
Can I assess the gut wound with a medical roll?
yeah, you can. Do you want to assess it? You don't want to treat it.
I do want to treat it. If I
Okay.
can get rid of damage
Another
dice.
damage dice.
I'm going to resupply.
Now is the time.
We gotta.
Now is the time.
Remember,
Seize
it's
the
That's what I'm
day.
here for.
2 difficulty dice.
2 difficulty.
You're still dealing with the pain. In fact, your body's starting to get a little numb now.
Yes.
8. Yeah, 8. 9, 10, 11, and then 16. So actually 16, but still that's 5 degrees of success.
Woof!
Ka-chow.
That's
Ka-chow.
exactly what you
Yes.
needed to
Yes,
treat
yes,
anything.
yes.
Do you want to narrate it as well too? Now
Yeah,
that
I
you've
fix
taken this
it.
day?
So I open up the wound again to try to treat it, and this time I'm going to use a little bit of the saline. I would normally heat it up, but we don't have the capacity to do that at the moment.
I mean, in theory, as part of your dope-ass roll, if you wanted to build a small fire, heat up water that you've collected as part of it in order to make something sterile, that would be part of all the time that you would take to do
Yeah,
this.
why not?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, if you're going to do this and you're showing the competency and having this done right, take the time to boil the water and
Sure.
make a fire,
Yeah.
even if it's just a tiny little thing to get it sterile.
Cool.
All right?
Yeah, well, I boil the water to put the saline in to warm it up because I want it to be as close to burning temperature as possible because the hotter it is, the more it disinfects.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that. I'm so sorry, you might want to put your jacket in your mouth again.
Got it.
Open it up and then pour the saline through.
Oh, that's going to hurt. You could build a small, cozy little campfire that's in the middle of the barn.
Sure.
That not only, by the way, is serving its purpose for warming the saline up, but there's just something incredibly comforting about having a fire going
Yeah.
on right now as well, too.
And I did it with one arm and a sling.
You're-
Welcome.
It's impressive the amount of
I
work you're doing with this one
cannot.
arm.
Again, checking the wound for bits of fiber or clothing,
Right.
or I believe we went through the river with it too. So
Yeah.
really checking it to
Yeah.
make sure.
It's one of the reasons it's so angry.
Yeah.
You know.
Going through disinfecting it and then stitching up both sides
Yeah.
with a flourish.
Obviously, the entry wound's not nearly as bad as the exit wound.
Yeah.
The exit wound is requiring a lot of patching. She definitely doesn't have enough skin to cover all of the wound coming out. You know, so you basically having to keep the gauze on there. You're looking at a lot of muscle tissue.
But it's all muscle tissue and not intestine.
Not
Yeah,
intestine.
yeah.
Okay, and I think medically and security-wise, I think that's set.
Roll depletion.
I have to roll depletion, but it's 1.
So you're now just going to roll 2. 2. You're going to roll 2 because you went down to 1.
Oh no, okay, so that's 7, 9. Wow. Oof, oof, oof.
Your kit's still okay.
I think this is about as good as we're gonna get for now. If you feel like it, because of the nature of the wound, you don't have to like elevate your feet or your torso or anything. So if you feel like moving,
I know.
okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
I noticed something underneath my scarf.
It's an earbud with a long white cable that leads down to a small stick.
I didn't see that when I was making the sling.
The battery's dead.
They're coming back. And if they don't come back, we're gonna go find them. That's just what we're doing, okay? That's just what we're doing. We've done worse, and if we're going down together.
That's not how I work.
It is now, motherfucker, so deal with it.
All right, then, what's your plan? Do we storm the castle?
Not yet.
The two of us?
No. For
Gimp
now,
McGimperson
what do we
and
have? What do we have around
Cyclops?
here?
That's a fun code name.
I don't need this eye to be able to shoot you.
Sorry. You're right.
There's that laugh. What do we have around here?
We've got the river. We've got the abandoned cars. There's an abandoned tractor. Outside, the barn is falling apart. There's nothing really here.
We've got fire. We've got water.
Yeah, and we're letting everyone know that something is alive in here.
Where's my gun?
You see that your packs are laid out against the side of the wall close to where you are. Most of what the crew had left you is laid out against and packed nicely inside of backpacks.
I told her not to forget her gun. That's
not your gun.
Did she take my fucking gun?
I didn't have anything to do with it. Honestly, the guns all look the same to me.
I know. She would have done better with that one.
As I mentioned, the barn has been standing unattended for at least a decade. There is a second floor where a lot of hay storage and various amenities were placed that has a simple ladder, which has since broken and completely fallen apart.
So there's no getting up there.
There's no getting up there unless you find something else to get up there with. It does have a loading door, like a high loading door that you would expect from a Midwestern barn that can bring things up into the second level. Outside, as we mentioned, they completely rusted over tractor and one abandoned car, which has been taken over by nature completely to the point of where you have undergrowth that's come up through the floor of the vehicle and is spilling out through the windows. There is what may have once been the remnants of a dirt road, but that's only because the underbrush is slightly less dense and thick comparable to areas around it.
Does that road go directly to the highway, like it would lead?
Yes.
Okay.
You hustled through most of the high grass in order to get to where you are. The barn is impossible to miss, but standing amongst the ground level of the barn, it would have to take a pretty trained eye just to spot you even walking around the barn, to the point of where as soon as you even open the door, you're already looking at waist to chest high level grass.
So I have a canteen and we have tablets.
Yes, you can absolutely use them to purify water.
Okay. And is it just one depletion?
Just one depletion.
Okay. Do that. 5. It is a 5.
Okay.
All that it was tablets.
Well, more importantly, you can't prepare any more water.
Okay.
With it.
Should I keep the kit then, or
you can still use the kit as a tool?
Okay.
I think at this point, but if the intent is to get more water, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Would there be purifying stuff in my survival kit?
In your survival kit, there would be too.
Okay, so we at least have
that. We have leftover.
I'm going to say you generated enough water with the last tablets to have 2 days of drinkable water.
Okay, that's something.
So,
I'm not thinking straight.
Yeah, I know. Let me handle this, okay? We'll hole up here, get you at least a little bit better, and I'll go down to the river. I'll go fishing. We'll catch something. We've got some dried food
Right.
left over, and like a MRE. We have the fire, we have the time, we might as well cook a meal.
So was fishing the plan?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it'll take a little bit of time to walk south of the barn.
I'm going to be on the lookout for anything, so
course.
fish, frogs, lizards.
Oh, okay. The whole thing.
All of it.
Okay. So essentially
Nice.
gathering for food.
Yeah.
Do you have any training in survival? Is there a
do.
training bonus? So since survival is an expert skill, which
Yeah.
means it's not something that you inherently learn, you have to be trained for it. You got that through one ability, right? That was validated
Yeah.
through your personal experience?
Yeah, through my military training.
Right. Okay. So 14's low, but that's why 15 is low.
I'll take every point I can get.
Yeah, but it's always usually supplemented by gear.
Sure, yeah.
Right.
And I have the survival kit and the...
Right. So you will still make a survival check.
Okay.
The difference is that it's not going to say, oh, you caught fish or oh, you didn't catch fish.
It's how long?
It's kind of just how long it takes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's 15 plus 4, so I'm looking for a 19. 43.
43. It's
So
okay.
3 degrees of failure.
Failure. Okay. Takes about 4.5 hours.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Real life, it would take me way longer.
Right.
Yeah.
But since you have survival training.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank
you know.
God for
I know
you.
what
So
Yeah.
after about 5 hours of fishing, you come back as the night is starting to turn.
And the fish is... fish.
Wait a minute, do it again, do it again. No, keep going. You have to go up and down. And stop.
Well done. We win. We win.
And I did want to catch like a small animal of some sort, that like a frog or a lizard or something for something
We'll say
else.
a moderate sized fish, and then you manage to net yourself a small frog, whether you took a sharp stick and just jabbed it.
Yeah.
And then you managed to clasp a moderate sized fish, certainly enough to feed both of you tonight without any too much issue.
I don't know how much I'm going to be able to eat anyway with a big old wound in my side.
Yeah.
And this pretty much takes you to the end of the second day.
Yeah.
So you catch the
Can I go
fish,
first?
Yeah.
you clean it, you gut it, you take the fillets, you pop it. How are you cooking it? Or are you to put
We
the
have to
fire
build the
out?
fire again. Yeah.
Yeah. Put out the
Not
fire.
sushi grade.
Sushi.
It's not sushi grade. I mean, no, we can't.
No.
We can't deal with
Missouri
something-
River fish.
Yeah, let's not
Yeah.
do that. That's not sushi grade.
All right. So you rebuild the fire, and basically, normally this would take another survival check, but there's so much wood around. I'm not terribly worried about it. And everyone can take one of their knives and just hit it with a flint stick to start
Yeah.
a fire. You know.
And I have a lighter too, but you
Oh,
know, the knife with the flint is cooler.
Actually, if you have the lighter, it's even easier. You
Yeah.
did that. So
Look at you.
yeah. If you wanted to try to preserve more of it, I think you would probably require a little more gear to be able to do that.
Well,
Fair.
we'll eat it for breakfast.
Yeah,
Whatever.
delicious.
And a easy night passes.
Easy night. Yeah.
I like
An
that.
easy night passes. A quiet, eventless
We're
night.
not setting a guard or anything. Cool. Let's just go to sleep.
You do.
Someone's got to. Okay, sure, that's
you
fine.
you do basically. Yeah, it's so quiet, and you're so far away from the city. You wouldn't have heard anything in particular.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's still,
Nice.
and it's
Pretty
very
idyllic.
It's very idyllic. Yeah.
We do put the fire out though.
Yes.
Before
After
going to
you
sleep.
cook.
Yeah.
Oh, before you go to
Yeah.
sleep. Okay. So
Right. So.
the dawn of the third day.
Cool. Maybe let's set up a watch sequence from now on.
From now on, please. Yes. How am I feeling? I mean,
Well, after another long night, if you
We'll
have any
check.
superficial damage that's on your
not
character
superficial, yeah.
sheet, you can
Bye bye.
you can take it down.
Sorry, new
Yeah.
day. We
New
gotta
day.
try again to get rid of the wounds. So I'm gonna be making some medicine checks just to.
Okay. Yeah, if you wanted to still try to clear some stuff off.
question. Does a bad roll on a first aid check mean that you do damage?
Depends on how bad it is. If it's not so bad, it can just make it take a little longer to heal.
Gotcha. Because I'm debating helping out, but I don't think my first aid's not high enough. I got other skills, but not useful here. I mean, it would have been useful.
Can we do an assist roll?
So an assist roll essentially means that if you guys can combine your degrees of success or mitigate your degrees of failure together.
I mean, let's see if these dice wake up.
Everything costs something. It's choices. I'm just saying choices have costs.
Difficulty dice.
Oh yeah, 2. And if she's assisting, she's gonna take 2 as well too. All right,
This
roll
hit.
them.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. 55, 60. 3 degrees of success.
31, and so 33.
Who are we working on first?
Oh, fuck.
Me.
You. We
Okay.
need your arm.
Yep.
I have 1 degree of success.
Do me a favor and narrate how you do the treatment.
Okay, so I'm going to take some of the leftover saline solution and make sure that I clean my wound now
Right.
fully. I'm also
Flush
gonna
it out.
Yeah, testing it for infection as well and seeing what the results are from that.
It's hot. It's hotter than hers, mostly because you've been using it. So, actually, that's an extremely valid point. Let me roll a little bit because you've been aggravating that injury. It's going to be a D3. Okay?
You're
So
already
it's-
prepared for me to argue against
Yeah, it's fine. It's going to be a 3 superficial.
Okay,
All right?
sleep it
That's
off.
fine. Yeah, sleep. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, it hurts.
Yeah, because it's all on my own arm, I'm going to be using her help as well to kind of
Right,
make sure that it goes all the way through and flushing and
Yeah, she's
stitching.
taking her time to make sure her hands are clean and that she's making sure it all flows in there as well.
Yeah.
So, while you supervise. Great. All right. And then you've got 1 left on there, right? And that medical supplies?
No, this is my medical supplies are depleted.
Oh, they're all gone. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll take that. You used up every last little bit of
My
your medical
honey!
supply. Your fanny pack, which has essentially been, where you've been keeping even all the leftover stuff, is now just an empty pile of whatever.
We all are at this
At
point.
this point, we're all a little empty inside.
It's been 2 days?
You're on the second day.
Second day. This is not looking good for the rest of the group. I've been in a scenario like this before, and I've had to take off and take care of myself. I normally don't have to take care of somebody else, but I think we should think of a plan of action. That whole city back there is full of cannibals, but moving forward is completely unknown, and we don't have the rail driver anymore. I don't know what to do, is what I'm saying. I'm asking for your help.
I know, honey. The problem is, neither do I.
Where are you having this conversation at the moment, if I may ask?
Can we fish?
You want to go
Kind of
down
our thing.
and fish?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I'm moving now, I guess. So might as well.
You're up.
Still keeping an eye out, and I have my lock with me, and I have my gun with
Are
me.
you leaving all your gear and just bringing the survival kit?
Yeah.
No, I want my gun. I want my backpack,
Okay.
I'll have.
and I want my binoculars,
Yeah,
which are in my
basically
backpack.
what I would do
Basically,
on
like,
an away mission.
yeah.
So it's fine. So
Style.
you're putting everything in the backpack. and
Pretty
taking the
much.
backpack
Yeah,
with you.
yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much, and slinging it over that arm. That's why this is over
Yeah.
here. I don't know either. I'm not good waiting, but I'm also not good running, and that's where we are at odds.
Spot listen.
Yes, please.
Yep. And is that skill again? Okay. Ha! 5 degrees of success.
And 1 degree of success.
So,
I'm taking
Band-Aid.
them. Shush.
You are
I'm
on-
taking them before you start.
Take
What
them
do
all.
I see?
Take them all.
So as you are looking, and I imagine in my head that you're both sitting under the bridge,
Yeah.
under the
Get some
freeway,
shade.
Sure.
throwing your line out as far as you can. And as you kind of come by, you can start to hear the shouts of voices above you as you're looking to each other. And I imagine, Stingray is the one downstream, and you're the one upstream. And you kind of
everybody's
look
the
at
best
her,
vantage.
and you just kind of had this look, and then suddenly you hear a as the concrete above you and the air kind of pushing it out. You can definitely hear the mumbled shouting of folks as they are above you.
How many folks?
It's a few voices.
Are they going towards the barn?
Difficult to tell. They're above you right now,
But they're coming.
But they're coming across the
From-
river
coming across the river.
from Jefferson City-ish towards where the barn would, towards
At
the
least
side
to
of
the
it.
other side of the river, for sure.
I have my AK on me, so I keep that at the ready. Just stay silent until let's see if they blow over.
Stealth checks.
1 degree of success.
1 degree of success.
Bandaid, as part of your amazing spot check that you had earlier, you see a nice little partition between the concrete pillars that like lay out in between the bridge. So as the bridge is coming over, there's pillars that hold up across the river. There is a small compartment, or like a small little contained space
On my side of the river?
on your side of the river as you are basically going up the bank into where the space is, and you manage to basically hide in that compartment. You feel spider webs as you push yourself in, but you can hear the voices. They have stopped yelling, and it's silent. It's quiet. Nobody comes down or around to investigate. 20 minutes pass, and none the worse for wear.
Did we catch a fish? Did we catch a fish?
No.
Fuck.
You pulled your lines up.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
Do you think it's safe?
I'll take lead.
Okay.
So you've heard voices on top, and it's been a few minutes. Silence. As you are starting to feel a little cramped being inside of this concrete partition. What do you want to do? Are you going to stay there, wait it out a little more, investigate, or get back to the barn?
It's been 20 minutes. I think we should get out of here.
Yeah, back to the barn.
Yeah.
Did, when we did hear voices, did it seem like they crossed the bridge and kept going, or they went back?
Hard to tell. Because you heard the voices above
On
you,
the bridge, and then we didn't.
and then you didn't have a second point of reference to be able to say, this is where they started and this is where they ended up.
I want to kind of explore this crevice under the bridge, because this would be a good place for somebody at some point to hole up. So I want to see if I can find anything that's here
Yeah, search.
under the bridge.
Search, search, search.
That is 1 degree of success.
With that, you are kind of coming around and digging around this crevasse a little bit, and you do see just some piles of discarded rags, various elements that you could potentially boil and strip and turn into maybe some bandages. I'll use that in the form of...
Bandage is my full name. It's Band-Aid.
Right. I'll do that in the form of some survival points, so take you up to 7.
Oh,
It's
Look
we
at
need as
us.
much as I can get.
look at us. What a
And again, if you wanted
fortuitous
to
number.
right now, since you discovered those rags, you could spend survival points
To make them into
to make them
bandages.
into gauze. Yes. Is that something you'd like to do, or would you like to hold on to these points?
Oh wait, because now is not the time.
Yeah, it's a crazy. It's a bit of a. It's a bit of a moment. I think we need to get back to the barn.
Yeah. We're gonna have to check it to make sure that it's clear.
Yeah,
But
I've got the binoculars, so maybe we can do it from a distance.
yeah, that's a good idea. So let's head out and keep near the water and see what you can spot.
I'm gonna give you the binoculars, and I'm
Okay.
gonna be on my AK.
Yeah.
So the Missouri cuts east-west, right? The freeway is cutting north-south.
Okay.
So the barn is on the east side of the freeway,
Right.
north of the river.
North of the
We
river.
haven't crossed the river, so we're still on the
Still on the
east
north
side.
side
So
of the
we're
river.
still where. Yeah.
So would you like to go to the west side of the freeway to go and get a better advantage, or would you like to go to the east? Okay,
Stay on the east side.
great. Then let's do a spot listen. You can use your recon gear
And I have
to get a gear bonus. Well, if it's terrible.
No, it's not that terrible. 3 degrees of failure, so I just don't see anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
So again, failure is not always about succeed or fail. It's always sometimes about time as well, too.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
So as you're looking, so Band-Aid, you sit and you've got flat 1 degree of success.
Yeah.
You are basically trying to kind of find the perfect position to do this. Stingray is kind of trying to adjust you in different places to try to find the perfect spot. It takes you a little farther away than you originally intended to try to get into this spot. And upon kind of moving and then repositioning again, you actually find yourself in a break of the high grass in an open field.
Go back.
Okay, go back up.
Back into the
grass.
Back into the grass.
So as you part the long, tall grass and you look into the open field, you actually see a small break before there's long, rigid rows of agriculture laid out into a wide open farm. And you can actually see, in a perfect alignment, you can see pretty far along cabbages.
It's an active farm?
It's an active farm.
Field?
You can see large tracts of food that are done. One line of cabbages, one line of eggplants. You can actually see some that have some reasonably sized cucumbers as well, too.
Well, slap me and call me Peter Rabbit.
Look
We
at
eating
that.
tonight.
Let's just make sure that who this place belongs to isn't walking around.
Whatever.
I don't trust.
cabbage.
Okay. All right, Peter Rabbit, you pick your cabbage, and I'm gonna keep an eye out while he picks his cabbage to see if there's anything.
Cabbage and eggplants?
Yeah, cabbage and
Eggplant,
eggplant.
cucumbers,
Cucumber.
Eggplant's not
carrots.
quite as delicious raw as you think. As a nightshade, it's not always a good thing raw.
Okay, Gordon Ramsay. What do you need from me?
Nothing. It's
Here it is.
Just
food's
bring it.
there.
Bring it. We've got the
cornucopia.
food.
Yeah.
One arm
Just
full.
throw it in my backpack.
As you basically start stealing this ripe kind of pickings, you do hear as someone else is shifting and moving around inside of the high grass as well too. You can actually see as your first sign that someone's coming is you actually see the tall grass.
And are they coming into our direction?
They're coming
Alert
into
you.
the direction. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm pointing in that. I'm in that direction, but not.
Gonna.
Yeah.
And as you both kind of tuck back, are you going to just get out of here completely, or are you just going to stand still?
No, I'm gonna leave.
You're just going to start going. Okay.
All right, let's peace out.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
feel like a kid that got caught. It's just gotta take
I
off.
just well, and also I don't trust that these guys aren't aligned with Jefferson. I don't know who. I don't know
trust
any of this shit.
anybody.
I don't trust. They may be vegetarians out here, but they're cannibals in there, and I don't know if they're just like making all these vegetables to cook up their people with.
Right. So you hightail it, and you don't hear shouts, you don't hear any yelling or anything, and all you can hear is a of the high grass around you as you move through.
But we're not hearing like an additional. Okay.
No, well, it would be hard to tell too, especially at this point because the noise is so around you. We'll call it. This is a little bit more twilight.
Okay.
At this stage,
Better to get back anyway.
It's just starting to get dark, and maybe one of the reasons you were able to get the cover that you were able to get is because it's a little darker than it normally would be. But yeah, you're hoofing it. So give me some endurance checks. You guys are holding on to injury.
I got a 3.
Well, I
All right.
did not. You have 5 degrees of success. You're flying
do.
along, and I have 4 degrees of failure.
4 degrees of failure
And I have a gunshot wound in my
in your gut.
gut, and I have.
So I'm gonna roll a little bit of superficial damage against you.
Okay.
All right.
Wait.
Buy a couple of these
Here,
off me.
Take my bullet.
So what that would give you?
So now I would have 1 degree of failure.
No, I'm not
Okay,
using
good.
all of them.
I thought you had 3. Oh, you have 3 degrees of success. Okay,
Yeah.
I have 2 degrees of failure.
Right.
2 degrees of fear. So I'll roll the superficial damage.
Okay.
In the form of 2 dice.
Okay. Fuck.
Yeah, it's a 12.
What? So the 5 and the 2 would go to superficial, and then the 5 would spill over
Into one of your
into one of the
injuries.
injuries.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure it's a fucking gut injury because what else would it be? That's the 4, so we'll spill another 5 over.
All that hard work.
It's kind of my fault, but we're getting there.
And you've got to, actually, at this point with that food, all that food you took, you've got 2 days of food,
Sweet.
you know? In addition to the water you've purified.
You're just on my back. But there's a bonus. If they have guns, they'll shoot you first.
Yes, that's excellent. I'm gonna change dice.
Okay.
You hoof it back to the barn. You make it, and as you get there, you start to, the pain in your side just starts to inflame, and you can feel it. Like you didn't pull any stitches out, but actually no, that's a 5, dude. Maybe you did. Maybe really like you just yanked on that thing so hard, and a lot of that good treatment that you did earlier is now been a little bit undone. So, but you do get back to the barn as it is starting to descend on night with your backpack of food.
As we get closer to the barn, I'm going to be setting her down, and then let's check to make sure.
Yeah.
Grab the gun. not to tell you what to do. I'll also
Grab
draw
the
my
gun.
pistol.
Yeah.
And before we go in, I'll do like a check
Just to look at the barn.
to
Yeah.
look inside of the barn, basically covering the corners. Check the.
Okay. There's nothing in the barn.
Fantastic.
Cool. But our stuff is still there. If we had.
Well, I
to.
thought you took all your stuff. with
Okay.
you. Yeah,
We
that
did
was my
take
understanding. You had your
everything.
backpacks
Yeah.
that you took it out to fishing.
Cool.
So you get in the barn, you secure it.
We're gonna lock it up.
Okay, so you're gonna put the bar on it.
Yep.
There is a big bar. You settle down. Are you gonna do a fire again tonight?
We are. I'm gonna check on your wound
Yeah,
again because
please.
we aggravated it and opened it.
Here.
So as you're starting to lay out all of the medical kits, and you're seeing that her bandages that you put on there
And
are
I'll
now
use the flashlight as a light source.
right. It's you can definitely see that it's bleeding a lot more than it was earlier, and it's starting to kind of curse and pull out and be red. And you're starting to undress this when suddenly you hear an engine. And then out of the side through the slats, you can see headlights starting to purse through. It sounds like a motorcycle that's just revving its engine, and you can hear the grass as it seems to be just cutting through the high grass at the moment as the lights stop.
I'm gonna quickly like put a pad down just to stop the bleeding
yeah,
and,
and I'll hold
quickly
it.
wrap it.
Right.
Wait, someone's here. We gotta
Get out of here.
As the idling of the engine continues, you hear the metal springs of suspension comes off as
extinguish the flashlight.
Yes.
Okay. Hey, whoa, Kentar. Did you see that?
I get out my pistol.
Got my AK out.
No. What are you doing? This is just an abandoned barn. No, I saw something. Go look inside.
I train my pistol in the door.
Okay.
And my AK.
So both of you are just pointing out to the door. Okay.
There's nowhere to hide inside here,
No,
right?
It's just a
Just the
open,
second
Wide
loft.
open.
Yeah.
We
We
can't
can't
up
get to
there.
the loft.
There you go. So are you going to try to stay quiet, or are you
Yeah.
just going to wait there? Okay. Stealth checks.
I'm sorry.
0.
All right. Okay. And how many did you get?
0 degrees of failure.
0 degrees of failure. So, as you are sitting there with both of your guns trained right on the door of this bar, you can hear these two men's conversations as they're getting closer. Gilard, it's just a dumb barn. There's nothing inside of there. It's been there for years. It's like, no, I saw something. A light. And maybe there's people inside. We need to make sure no one sees us going through this area, or else Galar is going to murder us if he finds us. We have to burn this land. And you see as you can start to see through the headlights, these men are starting to walk through. How would you like to resolve your failures?
Okay. Hey, fun. All right. So I couldn't get the flashlight to turn off. So it was like I was gonna do a quick motion of like turning
Yes,
it off, but I
yes.
couldn't find the fucking button, and
couldn't
so
find
it
the
just
fucking-
ended up like shining.
That's fine, all four.
Cool,
I'm
cool,
fine
cool,
with
cool.
that. Spend them all
Like
four.
a nice big signal.
You Jurassic Parked it.
I did.
Turn it off, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off.
Yeah.
You basically are continuing this motion. No, I see. No, shh. They are listening for any subtle movement that they can find. And then out of nowhere, an axe just claps down right onto the floor. And you watch as
Get
boards
down.
are being
Stay
pulled
down.
off.
Stay down.
Yay!
No.
Yes. We should have known better.
Okay.
The axe comes down and it cleaves through the board as you watch as the boards just fall apart, the rotting wood just giving away to the single-bladed axe without any issue. As an arm reaches up and pulls up the bar, you can hear as someone just sprays a line of bullets right into it. You just watch this as a small, fully automatic pistol basically rakes itself right through the middle of the barn, and it just goes everywhere. What do you want to do?
Shoot back.
All right, now let's roll speeds for this. You're shooting with the AK.
With the AK.
What do you want to do, Bandaid?
I'll shoot at the arm.
At the arm? All right, so pistol. Let's roll them up. All of it together, just to make it easier.
My
So-
tiny tray.
And then tell me your speeds.
Yeah, fuck you, assholes.
I forget. A 0, 0, 0 is just 0, right?
A 0, that's a 100. That's the worst result that you can get.
Cool.
Yes.
Good.
Well, I've got 5 degrees of success.
Good.
What speed are you going? 8?
8.
9.
All right. So you hear. So Montag, which is one of these men, is going to go first. So you basically see as this hand, who has been pushed itself inside and is attempting to pull the bar up, is going to try to lift it up, and he basically takes that rotten piece of wood and just like lifts it right out as you watch as the whole thing just kind of pumps open and the door begins to just like fall down, and you can see both of the men kind of open as they can this door, and one of them is holding a you can see it's a modified MP5 that has actually been decorated. You can see white like glyphs have been painted onto it, and you can see that several like marks have been put down its long barrel.
Does it look like any of the glyphs that we saw in Jefferson City?
It looks very much like the glyphs that you saw inside of Jefferson City. That's all he's going to be doing for his action. Katara, now that he has a clear line of sight, he's going to shoot into you guys. So, but he whiffs it
Thank God.
miserably.
Give us a day! Give us a day!
Well, by whiffs it miserably, I mean 2 degrees of failure.
Sure,
That's
so
fine.
not as miserable as some people are going to whiff it.
Right. So, and with this, if you want to resolve these as degrees of success against him, since you have degrees of success, I want to go into it, or we can just use these to mitigate this. So,
So take 2 of these away?
degrees of failure do not get rid of degrees of failure. It's just successes count against them.
Sure.
That's essentially how it is. But now, Stingray, you get to go.
Damn straight I do.
So, first of all, Katara basically levels his pistol and he just kind of fires into it, more shooting over your heads than anything else. But as you hear the wood splintering, and he's going to roll fine on depletion. So, keep going.
So I have 4 degrees of success, correct? Did the math, 4. So I will take 1 degree of success to mitigate his failures.
One failure.
1 failure. I will take 2 degrees of success to add damage to the guy holding the gun.
All right.
What's his name? Qatar?
Yeah, Katara.
And I'm going to use this degree of success to switch duders, right?
Yeah, switch tutors. But and then you're going to use those 2 damage.
These 2
for the
damage
dad.
plus whatever you said with these 2, I get an extra damage, right?
Yeah, so at this point, though, just to help you out
Sorry.
here. No, it's okay. You've got it all right. This would be 2 and then 4, but this is just going to allow you to change target, but you wouldn't be rolling any damage dice against it.
But I could hit him, because I hit him.
But you need another success.
There's no dice allocated to this
so
target.
if I make a suggestion,
I'm going to take one of these and put
And
them
move
over
it.
here so I can
Yeah.
hit him.
So now
there
you
we
have
go.
3 dice
Yeah,
against
yeah.
one guy, and then you've got at least
So
1
we've got
dice against the other.
So we've got these 9 against him already.
Yeah.
So 11 on
Okay.
him. And new dude, whose name we don't know yet. 5. 5. 12.
Woo. All right.
Don't make me angry! My wound is angry and now and so am I!
Yeah, clearly. So as you basically level this thing, you spray, like you said, gut level into these 2, and you unload the AK into them, and you feel the kick as it kind of comes against, and you can hear it just ache against the side of your body. They both double over as they hit the dirt, so they find cover. They duck out of the way on either side of the barn as you hit them, and you can hear the screams of pain. Bitch has a gun! As they both dive down, and they have tried to attempt to find some level of cover.
Gotcha.
Band-Aid.
yeah, man. I mean, I saw all that happen.
Yeah.
One of
One is
my
gone.
failures
So it is not a catastrophe.
gone. Yeah.
But
Bless you.
You also have competence points.
I do. So I was holding up my gun and I was going to fire. I saw all that happen. The targets are kind of gone now. Like
Yeah.
they've hit the deck, so I can't really do that. But I try to pull anyway, and the gun jams.
Okay, so 1 for the gun jamming.
And then I guess just the quick motion, I can feel it in my shoulder.
So I'll roll a little superficial damage against you.
Sure.
For another 1.
1?
For 1 degree of failure, yes. So take 3 superficial.
Okay.
The quick motion just ripped at your shoulder.
Yeah.
So that's another one.
And then can I just say that I'm out of commission for the round then?
I could also take them as risk if you'd like.
No.
We got plenty of risk right now. We're solid on risk. We're good on risk.
I should probably say that I spent risk for this encounter as well.
Good.
Oh,
okay.
delightful. Yes. Thank you. I'm not sad about that.
So I spent 10 for the encounter plus 2 for the guy with the gun.
Okay.
Making you at now 18 risk.
Okay.
So
all right.
with this then, because of the pain, can I, my gun is jammed.
Gun is jammed.
Can I double over in like pain and...
We can have you add
Prone?
more speed if you'd like.
Yeah.
So you can add 2 speed dice to your next roll.
I would like
whatever
to
it
do
is. Okay. Doubled over in pain from the superficial damage that you just racked upon yourself.
And my damage would have been real good, but whatever.
All right. So, yeah. We're top of the round again.
They dove basically in opposite directions from the door,
Yeah, they basically just hit the deck after you whacked them.
but I still hear them. They are still alive.
Yeah, you heard them. They're grunting and dealing with whatever their bullets whatever gifts you gave them through the door. You know?
Right. I'm sliding myself back up against the wall to get more of a bracing
Yeah.
against them. And I yell out, "You can either get the fuck out of here or I can put you down."
All right, make an intimidate check. This won't require a speed dice.
Ooh. 1 degree of success.
Okay.
How intimidating.
Oh, intimidating. Oh, look at
Or I can put you down.
Or I can put you down.
You kind of hear silence from as one guy goes, "Fuck! I think she got me in the gut. Katara. Fuck it, man. Fuck it, man. Let's just get out of here." And you hear Monta go, No, I will see them dead. I will eat their flesh."
Oh no.
And you hear as like he kind of Montag kind of turns as he throws himself down to the side, and he is
I-
going to attempt to do a shot.
Okay, but we have to do speed dice and
You do
everything
have to
because
do
it's the
speed
second
dice.
round.
Yes.
And I still have had my gun up the whole time,
Yeah,
obviously.
I know. You could take the shot, and they're hurt, so they're not going as far in the round as you are. So
And then my intent, you had said before that there is a back door to the barn as
yeah,
well.
there is.
I'm going to go towards the back door.
Okay, that's leading to the north side of the barn.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's roll your speed.
1 speed, and I rolled like 900 degrees of success.
Really?
I rolled an 8, and my long gun is 76.
Okay, so you're at 5, which is good because I rolled a 4.
I'm 1. I'm
6.
first.
So he's 11. So you're 1, and then when does Bandit go?
15.
Okay. Resolve your degrees of success.
All right, well, as I hear him,
Yeah.
I am so prepared to take him down.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter. Like, before he
Even moves.
hits the ground
Yeah.
to lay over, I have got him square in my sights, and I unload all of that damage into him,
Okay.
which we have 8.
You have 8. And then how would you like to spend your degrees of success?
It's a headshot, so his
No
head
armor.
explodes. He's done. Okay, how many degrees of success would it take to take him out and point at another target?
So if you just want to keep those 8 that you rolled as the base,
Yeah.
you could spend 1 to change targets, and then 4.
Let me add 1 more damage dice.
Okay, so roll 1 more. Roll it now if you want. Make sure you're happy with it.
I'm not happy with it, so we're
Okay.
doing another.
Great.
What the fuck?
Okay, so
You're going
that's
to need
2.
at least 1 to switch targets. Just
Yeah. 1 more.
So you got 10 damage right now. So
Plus the damage that I did to him before.
previously.
Sure.
So you spent
That's
another
better.
one.
That's a 5.
All right.
All right, great. And then I can use these to hit the other guy?
Yeah, you can change targets with one and
fire
damage
once.
with the other.
Fantastic. I'm going to do that.
All right.
Change targets, and I will damage the other dude 2.
Okay. So, as Qatar, in this moment of anger, speaks of wanting to consume your power,
Plus, he called me a bitch.
I heard it.
why don't you speak to me of his grisly demise?
Which ones? The dude?
Qatar.
Qatar. I was like, I told you to stay put, and I'm not a bitch.
As his head just basically comes down, and you can see he was coming down to try to level along the shoot line with you. You just just rail right up and with the AK.
Can I rewind that? Because I really am a bitch. I got something better to say.
That's the magic of editing.
That's the magic of editing.
Yes.
I'm gonna say, I told you to stay put. That's the last time you call someone a bitch.
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 And you watch as he finishes his fall, as the kick and the steam from the AK just clicks back. Roll your depletion real quick. Yeah, you're fine.
15.
So you waste very little ammo to just rail him up.
Let me give a sniper an AK.
Well, at that moment, as the gunshots echo out on this run, you hear something break into the high grass as it just, and you just hear
It's
as
gotta
the
be the other
engine
guys.
of this motorcycle, as it just takes off.
No, I was gonna take the motorcycle. Balls.
So I didn't get the other guy?
Motorcycle.
Oh, there's a
the
third
other guy.
guy. I didn't get the other guy?
Montag.
How did I not get him?
You did some damage, but didn't kill him.
I did damage on him in the first round.
Yeah.
And this one.
Yeah,
All right.
sucks.
We gotta get out of here.
Pick the body.
Yes.
Check his body.
Yeah.
All right. So you do see a man who's laid out in patchwork clothing that's been torn from various T-shirts over the years, but also has like a leather pants and kind of riding chaps. You kind of lean over this guy though, and you can see he does have a necklace with the sigil of Kamon on it, which you briefly saw as part of the graffiti that
Right.
you saw painted as you were going into the city. And you can see he has various bone fetishes that are kind of like laid out across his arms, and they clearly are the soldier type.
Okay.
You because you hit this guy and he was the one who had the gun. You
We have a new gun.
you do have a new gun.
And it's a machine gun.
It's a machine pistol.
Great.
Yes.
Your pistol is solid, right?
Yeah.
Take
Well,
it.
I have to fix it. It got jammed.
No, I mean your pistol skill.
Oh, my skill. Yeah.
Yeah, great. That's yours.
You kind of pick it up and you see that the clip though is nearly depleted.
Sure.
They would essentially be like an armor one against like bludgeoning and just hitting damage. Maybe even it's good leather, so slashing probably too. So,
Okay.
You know, it would discount any ones that might get rolled against you.
Delightful.
So
Anyone. And then the gun. And I'm going to be taking the necklace too.
oh, the came on.
Yep. I'm going to be
cool.
putting that on actually
Okay.
underneath my shirt.
Good thinking.
All right. What's the plan? Are you staying here or are you
Well, first we
leaving?
got to deal with our
Wounds.
wounds again.
All right. So you're going to do some treatment.
You gotta. Cool. So yeah, I'll do a medicine roll on, or I'll try to attempt to stitch you back up because that's what was the issue. Checking again for signs of infection and things like that. Cleaning the wound.
Okay. So go see if you can redo the work that you undid previously.
2 degrees of success.
Take
Right.
that away if you'd like. Yeah.
But the wound is stitched
It's
and
stitched
staunched.
and-
It's restaunched. It's not opened. It's not bleeding. Okay, cool. So simple machine. And actually, as you pick this thing up, I actually called it an MP5, but it's more like a PPSH, which is
Sure.
essentially it looks like a handgun.
Okay.
That just has a big long clip on it.
Okay.
That is kind of like a Mac 10, almost like a real short barrel on it. So you're taking some time. It is a short rest as you're basically taking this moment to go through it. About 15 minutes pass as you're going and looking through here. You can take off any die results in the superficial that are your strength bonus or less. So, but you do manage to at least staunch the wound, put it together. And as you're packing up the kit and going around, and you're going through it, and you're wondering what to do next, you start to smell smoke.
Shit.
Water. Go. We got to go down to the water. We got to go down to the river.
Can't go into the water.
We got to go there, at least get to the water. And we can get back to under the bridge.
Okay. All right. All right.
Where else are we going to go?
No, I'm agreeing with you. If only we had a motorcycle.
And as you see smoke
shit.
coming up, you walk out and you start to see an orange glow as south, as you're looking towards the river, you start to see a wall of fire.
So it's
starting to
coming up
lift
from the
brush
fire.
It's coming up from the river.
Oh shit.
And coming up towards you this way. You can see the area where you kind of were with the garden earlier as now long, like 10-foot tall flames because it's catching the high grass. It's just
Which
lifting up
direction can we go in there? There is no fire.
north.
North towards the fields.
Well, you don't know what's north. You've never been far north. You've only gone south towards the river.
Okay.
North is the only direction you guys haven't traveled yet. It's out
Oh,
through
we
the
gotta
back
go.
door.
Well, we gotta
We gotta go.
Right. So you
Gotta go out that
burst
back door.
through out the back door. Are you full blown running, or are you just keeping it like just at a brisk
Ahead of the
space?
fire.
Yeah, we gotta
That's
as
fine.
fast as we can.
I want to give you the mechanical benefit of saying that you're not going to move so fast that you
Thank
risk
you.
Yeah.
aggravating
Yes.
the injuries. But you move forward, you go through, you basically start keeping a brisk pace as you go through more of the tall grass as you head north into the unknown.